Many of you donated to our porch, and we want to thank you because we love it. It turned out really great. We're thrilled. We're happy. Um, Sometimes when I ask Larry something, do you really like the porch? Like 100 times, he finally like wants to hit me. But it's a great porch. So anyway, thank you. And meanwhile, I told you I was not going to raise money anymore, and I'm not. However, I'm one that I pick up pennies off the ground, you know. So now, if you clean your vehicle, like my vehicle, and you find a couple bucks, just tell us it's for the loan. We did borrow $45,000, but with the help of the community and people beyond, we raised 60. So that's pretty awesome for Society Hall. So thank you. Don't be shy about cleaning your car, or I'll clean your car. But anyway, here's Donnie.
Thank you, Ruthie. She doesn't need a microphone, but you know, I do. Anyway, thank you for being out. What a lovely crowd for a cold evening in Alamosa here on the early January. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Don Richmond. I'm one of the board members of Society Hall, and just to make a few announcements of some upcoming shows here. Next week, next Saturday night, excuse me. I have to make my screen bigger so I can see the writing, you know. Funny how that works. There's a reunion of a band that started in Alamosa in 1973. And I was in that band for about 17 years, from 1973 to about 1990. The band is Tumbleweed. And we sort of officially disbanded in 1990, but it was so much fun we just couldn't really stop playing, so we played a couple of times a year, most years since then, and it's been a while, and we thought we might just get together and see if we still can. So you can come out and see if we still can. Actually, it's going to be a lot of fun. My brother Robert back there on the soundboard is, of course, one of the members of Tumbleweed, and there'll be 3 other guys, and it'll be a bunch of fun. Anyway, that's Saturday the 17th. January 31st, there's a wonderful duo. They're based in Westcliff these days, although they got their start down in the Houston, Texas area. T.C. Smythe and Gary Taylor, they go by Smythe and Taylor. Just lovely kind of, acoustic-y, folky, bluegrassy, original stuff, great vocals, really a sweet duo. February 6th, a fellow named Patsy O'Brien. He's from Ireland, but is over in the U.S. a lot these days and plays around quite a bit, and is really a remarkable guitarist and songwriter, and really bridges sort of has one foot in traditional Irish and one foot in lots of other genres and elements, and he's also a great entertainer. He's a lot of fun, and you'll definitely want to catch Patsy. February 13th, I don't know if any of you remember a band called Dana Louise and the Glorious Birds that played here once, and they played in the park in Alamosa also. But Dana is coming back with a different configuration. She plays as a duo with her husband, and they call themselves the Meadowmakers. But they also have a couple of special guests, one of whom is a member of a very up-and-coming and very well-known group called the Brother Brothers, and then another fellow too. They're actually going to be making an album at the Holland Dog Record Studio the prior week, but we wanted to catch them for a show. Dana just brings the magic, I tell you. She's something. Her dad is Ezra Eidlet from trout fishing in America. So he's the tall one, about that tall, you know. So Dana is about that tall too. But anyway, lovely. February 20th, a wonderful group called High Horse. They have a cello, string bass, a violin, and a guy that trades off on guitar and banjo. They're all young hot rod guys from like Berklee School of Music and stuff. They should be amazing. Anyway, it goes on, and I won't bore you with more. We'll try to keep the website updated with stuff, and we deeply appreciate you being here, and it's the only way that we can keep doing this, so thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
And we've got another magical evening of music for you tonight. I've been looking forward to hearing this gentleman since the last time he was here, and I was out of town and I couldn't come. But if you read up on Rupert Wates, he's like that Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man. You know, he's been starting from Great Britain and France and all over Europe, and spending a lot of time around New York City and Salida. He says he has houses in both places. You know, that's a nice contrast. Anyway, it's going to be a lovely evening. Would you please welcome Mr. Rupert Wates?
Thank you. Thanks so much. A lovely round of applause to Don Richmond, everybody, please. So I come from London, and I heard that Alamosa was the place to be on a Saturday night. Am I right? Well, you seem like nice people to me. Is that the correct impression? I'm going to sing you a love song anyway, whether we deserve it or not. And this is called I'm Amazed by Your Love. I don't need the mountains, I don't need the trees, I don't need the splendor of the sun that shines on me. I don't need the treasures buried out at sea, I don't need the lovely gardens of antiquity. I've traveled far, all that I've seen left me cold. Twisted and scarred, nothing could move in my soul. But I'm amazed by your love. When I gaze in your eyes, I hope it stays with me now and all the days of my life. Dreams claw at me in the night, they whisper of tragedies not yet come to light. We must hold on to these precious times when I'm here by your side and you are by mine. Out on the road, though you are far from me, everywhere I go, wonder is all that I see. It's better than the mountains, it's better than the trees, it's better than the splendor of the sun that shines on me. It's better than the treasures buried out at sea, better than the lovely gardens of antiquity. I'm amazed by your love. When I gaze in your eyes, I hope it stays with me now and all the days of my life. 'cause I'm amazed by your love. When I gaze in your eyes, I hope it stays with me now and all the days of my life. Thank you very much. Yeah. So much. So you may be wondering why I've got these 3 different guitars on the stage. And the reason is that actually Don booked a trio for you this evening. And I didn't want to disappoint you, so I bought 3 guitars. No, the real reason is that they're in different tunings. There's nothing more boring than watching a guitar player endlessly retune his or her instrument. So I try to keep that to a minimum by bringing 3 guitars with me on the road. So you'll probably hear at least 2 of them tonight. By the way, will you please give a lovely warm round of applause to Robert for the sound this evening. So who am I? That's the question. Who is this Limey? What's he doing in Alamosa? As I mentioned, my main base is New York City, but we also have a little cabin in Salida, not too far from here. My name is Rupert. It's one of those names that says, I don't come from Alamosa. So I come from London, England. My second name is Wates. W-A-T-E-S. So the whole thing reads Rupert Waits. Well, what does he wait for? He waits to return to Society Hall, Alamosa. That's what I've been waiting for ever since the last time I played here 2 years ago. This is a song about waiting. So much of life is waiting. Waiting for romance. Waiting for success. Waiting to begin. This is called Waiting to Begin. When I was a little boy, the world was like a Christmas toy, life a game that I was sure to win, and I'm waiting to begin. Work hard and get ahead, in time all things will come, they said. That was only so much spin, and I'm waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin, waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin. I'm still waiting to begin. I never crossed the starting line. The race has left me far behind. I'm no longer in my prime. Still the siren voices sing. They're calling from that promised land, stolen from me by some sleight of hand. Life's a shadow of the one that I planned, until I find the real thing. I'm waiting to begin, still waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin, I'm still waiting to begin. Days come and go, and all I really know is that I'm slowly getting older. No more time to waste to find the joy in the race. It's already halfway over. Let me do all that I intend. I'm gonna give all I have to spend. The road is rushing towards the end, but I'm waiting to begin. Still waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin, waiting to begin. to begin. Thank you. You're such a lovely audience, we'd love to take you home. That was a line by a man who has more money than I do. The Beatles. So if you are very, very nice, and I think I already know that you are, later on I will share with you my Paul McCartney anecdote. Is that okay? But you've got to stick around for that. So I want to tell you about my CDs. I'm really a traveling salesman, not a musician at all. My CDs are over there by the door. And not many people buy CDs these days, I know. In fact, cars are made without CD players, which is a big, big disadvantage for musicians. But what you can do is you can upload the CD onto your laptop, and then you can download it onto your phone, which is what I do with most of my CDs, so that I can now dial them up on my phone. But the most important step is the first one, which is that you have to buy the CD. Now, my CDs are unusual in several ways. They have a style and a sound and a theme which binds the songs together in a kind of organic whole. So if you download a song here or there on Spotify or Amazon or whatever it might be, two disadvantageous things occur. Disadvantageous from my point of view anyway. The first is that you don't get the backdrop, which is the CD from which the song derives, which gives it part of its meaning and significance. The other disadvantageous thing is that I don't get any money. It all goes to Mr. Spotify. So I hope you will consider buying the CDs. They're very reasonable, $15 each and $20 for two, and they do have nutritional value. Because if you buy them, I eat. You know, when I first became a musician, I weighed about 500 pounds. This was last summer. Yeah. So do help me put some flesh on my bones and think about buying one of the CDs. So what we're going to do this evening, my two sets are going to be organised actually rather kind of around the CDs. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 songs from each CD that I've done over the years. This will serve 2 purposes. As the CDs themselves have a kind of organic structure that binds the songs together, if I use songs from each CD as kind of building bricks in the set, then the set itself will have a wonderful pyramidal, organic, artistic whole. And the other goal will be to remind you that the damn things are for sale over there. Anyway, so my 2022 CD was called For the People. Consists of songs based loosely on old English folk stories that I researched, and then I wrote some new songs based loosely on those stories. So this is a song about a mermaid. Hands up who's seen a mermaid in the last couple of weeks? Couple of years? No? I saw a mermaid not long ago, but I'd had a couple of pints of Guinness beforehand, so she may not have been strictly real. This particular mermaid is trying to get home to her cave under the sea, but she can't do it because the captain of a ship has anchored with his anchor over the mouth of her cave, and she can't get in to feed her children. So she's begging the captain to weigh anchor and leave so she can get home. That is her plight. This is the song I based upon it, and this is called "Oh Captain." Oh Captain, weigh anchor, I pray, for I may not return home till your anchor be raised. If you like my silvery tail, if you like my bright fishy scales, and my hair much lighter than the breeze, let me show you how thankful I can be. Hear my loved ones calling to me from a home deep under the sea. Draw your anchor from the ocean floor, where it lies now blocking my door. Oh Captain, weigh anchor, I pray. I beg you, let me go on my way. My young ones are hungry in their lonely cave. Oh, let not their watery home be their grave. My husband below, he kind, and his voice is sweeter than wine. I tempted him as I lay on the sand, and that same day he gave me his hand. Now each evening you may hear us sing to the moon and her sister the wind. They will send you calm and friendly seas if you will grant this favor to me. Oh captain, weigh anchor, I pray. I beg you, let me go on my way. Have pity on this comely maid, for I may not return home till your anchor shall be weighed. Hello. So much. So England being an island, a lot of the stories that you hear are about the sea, the danger of the sea, the beauty of the sea, the mystery of the sea, whatever it might be. So this is a love song to the sea, which I based loosely on many different folk songs that I'd heard over the years and whose imagery I rather liked and kind of stored up in my songwriter memory banks. And before we go any further, I would like to point out to you the brilliance of my songwriting on the next song, because if you listen very carefully, the instrumental sections are my attempt to depict musically a stormy ocean. So see if you can hear what I mean. This is called To the Sea. Can you tell me where my true love lies? What's that to me? What's that to me? Did you hear her sing as she passed by? Followed a river to the sea. Were there wildflowers in her chestnut hair? What's that to me? What's that to me? It was for my sake she then did wear. Followed the river to the sea. There she waits on the sun-warmed sands, while the waves rise and fall, where the old ruined castle stands, and silence raises from its walls. There she'll watch as the sailors make land, each with treasures galore. They will show her the pearls in their hands that they have brought from distant shores. And in time to come she'll not grow old. What's that to me? What's that to me? For a rusty coin she'll trade her soul. Follow the river to the sea. Can you tell me where my sweetheart lies? What's that to me? What's that to me? Did you hear her sing as she passed by? Follow the river to the sea. Follow the river to the sea. Follow the river to the sea. Thank you so much. Could you hear the sea? Do you know what could you hear what I was talking about there? Yeah, right. Because I had no idea, that until a friend of mine pointed out to me, that really sounds like a stormy ocean. And I said, yeah, well, of course I knew that all along. I had no idea. That's the way the unconscious works when you're writing a song. Okay, so I'd like to give you now the title song of my 2022 CD, which is called For the People. I said I wouldn't tune, didn't I? But I have to do a little bit of tuning here. For the People, which is really a kind of a love song to humanity. So I guess it's a love song for all of you this evening. For the people. For all the friendship you have given me, for all the kindness you have shown, days and nights of hospitality I have known, for all the wisdom I learned at your knee, for the way you shaped my mind, the joy and laughter you have shared with me in better times. I would give you everything, but it would never be enough. I can only sing these songs of other people with love. And some are near me now, and some are far away, and others never send a line. Some are strangers now, tomorrow they'll be friends of mine. Some are comfortable, they have all they need. Some are fighting for their lives. They're all doing what they have to do to survive. Some are cruel as the tiger, some are gentle as the dove. I can only sing these songs of other people with love. For the people in pain who are crowding sing these songs for you and yours, for all the wounded ones I've met along the way, and any others still to come, for all who ever walked beneath the moon and the sun. While you are all around me, and heaven is so far above, I can only sing these songs of other people with love. I can only sing these songs of other people. Thanks, folks. So much. So my 2023 CD, you've got to get used to this. It's going to be a riff all night. My 2023 CD was called Elegies, not Allergies, as it was repeatedly called on the radio, completely ruining the effect. Who wants to buy a CD called Allergies? Not me. Elegies were their love songs with a theme of separation or absence. It's a kind of slightly melancholy album, generally. So I'd like to share a couple of the songs with you now. So I actually wrote this song at my little cabin in Salida, Colorado, not so far from here. I find it's a wonderful place to write. Up here in Colorado, particularly in the mountains, the air just goes straight to your head and you find yourself falling in love with everybody you meet. Have you noticed that? So this is set at sunrise, one of my favourite times of day here in the mountains. Like sunrise. I open my eyes and the night is gone and morning light is here, still pale is the dawn and wet with dew. Before the sky is clear, she's with me then, and she fills my eyes, and she warms my face like sunrise. And I see her again with her deep brown hair and the colorful things she wears. She sings to the birds, makes each one her friend. Then she brings me the songs they share. She's with me then, and she fills my eyes. Then she'll kiss my face like sunrise. She's with me then, and she fills my eyes. Then she'll kiss my face like sunrise. She'll kiss my face like sunrise. Thanks, folks. So moving on to another love song. This actually is an up-tempo love song. I may get a little bit out of breath while I play it. This is called If I Ran to You. If I ran to you, would you lead me all the way to your door? If I called your name, would you feed me all I needed and more? And if I loved you as the sea loves the shore, if I lose my way, would you guide me? Would you hold out your hand? When they're hunting me, would you hide me from the law of the land? If I loved you as the sea loves the sun. When the world is burning, when the world is turning me upside down, although you may be far from me, where you are to me shall be my ground, my solid ground. When I open my eyes, will I see you? Would you stand by my side? Will you be here when the water has dried? When the world is burning, when the world is turning me upside down, although you may be far from me, where you are to me shall be my ground, my solid ground. If I ran to you, would you lead me all the way to your door? If I loved you as the sea loves the shore, if I ran to you, would you open your door? Thank you. So I write a lot of songs that are based on existing texts. This one is based on a very old English text called La Morte d'Arthur, which of course is French. And in the English court in the 14th century, as much French was spoken as English, as you may know. La Morte d'Arthur, which means the death of Arthur. And this is the text on which the musical and film stage play Camelot was based. It tells the story of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table and Guinevere and Lancelot. So if you read that text, it's about 1,000 pages long. I have read it because I studied at Oxford University, would you believe? And we had to read texts, and the older the better, it seemed. This is this was actually one of the more recent texts that we had to read, written in the 14th century. And anyway, if you know the text, you'll know that the two most important characters, or the two most interesting characters, are Guinevere and Lancelot. Guinevere, of course, is the queen of King Arthur, and Lancelot is the great military hero of the book, the Pete Hegseth, if you like, of the period. And Caroline Levitt, of course, is Guinevere. And I'm joking. Anyway, at least I hope I'm joking. Anyway, so I decided to write a little song based on the final scene in the book, which is the leave-taking scene between Guinevere and Lancelot. Guinevere has gone to a nunnery to try to cleanse her soul of its adulterous past at the end of the book. And Lancelot shows up there one last time to try to persuade her to come away with him to his castle in Brittany, but he fails. So this is my slightly modernized take on the final scene of La Morte d'Arthur, and I call this Guinevere. Guinevere, do you hear? At the door there is one who waits for you, and his eyes tell a tale full of pain, terrible to see. Guinevere, it is I, never fear, I have come to take you home. It is time, lady mine, to put away your tears. Though all we have loved and all we have known has burned in a funeral bier, Guinevere, we have won, for the sun is still lovely and we are here. Please, I beg thee, tempt me not with fine words. Through your pride our kings and kingdoms all now fallen. Let me be, I beg of thee, say of me that I was to blame. Come not again. alone was the one who made you sin. And 'twas I, even I, who would die to save your name. Guinevere, you are pale, and the veil that you wear becomes you ill. I would fain see thee again, with your cheeks aflame. Then bring your 5 ladies, sing with your ladies, robe thee in Lincoln green. Guinevere, come with me, take my hand to Brittany, and be my queen. Urge me not to break my sacred vow. Please go thou now and live in joy with some fair maiden. Lady dear, never fear, he is gone, the one who was here. Then why, tell me why, are your eyes yet full of tears, Guinevere? Thank you very much. So much. So the time has come for my Paul McCartney anecdote, which you've been waiting for. So when I lived in London, and I worked in London, I worked with a singer called Emma, and she wanted to record some of my songs because she felt they were a good vehicle for her voice, And so we went into the studio and recorded 5 or 6 of my songs, and I felt she did a decent job. I didn't think that it was outstanding, but I thought it was good enough. And she then took the tape away to play to record company executives and management companies, people who might be interested in hiring her. And I wished her all the best of luck with it. And then a couple of weeks later, she called me and she said, I've been playing the songs to people, and people love them, but you know who really likes them? Paul McCartney. And I said, are there 2? And she said, no. My mum is Paul McCartney's cousin. Well, I was amazed. So she is Paul McCartney's second cousin. And she had indeed played Sir Paul the songs, and he genuinely had loved them. Now, the reason I know that he genuinely loved them, and she wasn't just blowing smoke, is that I had absolutely no idea that she had anything at all to do with Paul McCartney. So there was no reason for her to invent this story about Paul McCartney loving the songs unless he really had done. So I think I can say to you this evening with confidence that Paul McCartney is a fan of mine. You laugh. Thank you so much. And you can see why. So I said to Emma, will you please tell Sir Paul that I like his songs too? And I think it could work. But I didn't tell her to tell him that I actually prefer John Lennon, as I do. So that's my Paul McCartney anecdote. There we are. Anyway, this is one of the songs that we recorded, and it's a very hopeful kind of song. And I can see why Paul McCartney might have liked it, because his music too, I think you would tend to agree, is very buoyant. I think that we can agree about that, certainly. He likes optimistic things. So this is an optimistic song. And if you have been through a hard time recently, whatever it might be, loss, disappointment, suffering, hardship, whatever it might be, just a bad day, I'm here to tell you that the rain will be over and the sun will shine again after the rain. So this is called After the Rains. Eagle shakes his feathers dry after the rains are gone, and makes his home the wide blue sky after the rains are gone, and callers waiting to him days are open to the gentle the day to come, after the rains are gone. And we will walk in clearer lights after the rains are gone. And we will see with clearer sight after the rains are gone. And when the rain dries on our cheeks to leave us on a mountain peak, then we will hear our vision speak. After the rains are gone, far from the thunder's reach, we'll hear a different song, love calling each to each, and through the mist of joy and pain, the morning bird will sing again, although the night was long. And if no trace of us remains to say we walked in love's domain, his will be our song after the rains are gone. The eagle shakes her feathers dry after the rains are gone, makes her home the wide blue sky after the rains are gone, after the rains are gone. Thank you. Very much, everybody. So we're going to do one more song in this half of the show, then we're going to have a break, and I'm going to lurk furtively near my CD table, looking thin. So this next song, and the song that I just played for you, I put together on a little EP, which is called Chestnuts. And the reason for that is that these two songs, the song I just sang and this one, are without any doubt the most requested of all the songs in my repertoire, amongst those discerning few people who know my material. These are the songs that they always ask me to play, particularly this one. In fact, a good friend of mine called Craig Van Kirk, a very good songwriter from California, is touring at the moment singing this particular song as part of his set. So if you hear Craig Van Kirk, you will hear him play this song. He does a great job with it. Anyway, I think the reason why this resonates with people is that it's based on a true story. And there are details that I just couldn't have made up. And that's why it kind of rings true. So hope you will enjoy it. It concerns a poor family making their way across America on foot during the days of the Dust Bowl, 1932. And though it sounds like a John Steinbeck piece of fiction, it actually took place for real. And I based this song upon it. And it's really a kind of hymn of thanks or a tribute to the strong women of that period, the mothers, the daughters, sisters, wives, aunts, nieces, sisters-in-law, whatever it might be, who really just kept the show on the road when their men had almost given up hope. So this is my song based upon that true story, Days of Mercy. Daddy lost his job one day when it wouldn't take a cut in pay. They couldn't find another place, even one that paid him less. So we settled into his easy chair with his dog-eared magazines until the bank took back our house. And my mama only screamed when she was a little girl. She had a dream, she found a pearl hidden in the pocket of her pants. But the pants were full of holes, and when she woke, the pearl was gone. She was only 6 years old. Hold on tight, my mama said. Keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith in the road ahead. The days of mercy will surely come. When the world is blown apart in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. So we sold up all we owned. We headed east in a touring car. We found a place with a plot of land down in windy Arkansas. Daddy worked on a lady's farm, but my mama heard it said he didn't work that lady's fields as much as he worked her bed. So she packed a cardboard case with a single change of clothes. I took the baby on her hip. I told us all to follow close, and we began the long walk home to the California coast. Hold on tight, my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith in the road ahead. The days of mercy will surely come when the world is blown apart. In the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. When I fainted in the heat of the Oklahoma sun, my mama led me to a stream and dipped a cloth to bathe my head. We walked all through New Mexico, and in a migrant workers' camp I learned all there was to know about the kindness of the poor. Though the children dressed in rags, they gave us everything they had. Bags of sweets with ready smiles, fresh tortilla around the fire, in the huts of rusted iron. When the baby started crying, hold on tight, my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith in the road ahead. The days of mercy will surely come when the world is blown apart. In the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. Finally reached L.A. beside a lake in Lincoln Park. A man was standing all alone, throwing crumbs to feed the ducks. When are you gonna take those children home? Asked the man, and my mama said, we just walked 2,000 miles. We'll make it yet with a little luck. And then the man just looked away. He said he guessed his turn had come. He pulled out $2 bills, enough to see us right, for a can of pork and beans and some shelter for the night. Hold on tight, my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith in the road ahead. The days of mercy will surely come when the world is blown apart. In the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. Hold on tight, my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith in the road ahead. Days of mercy will surely come when the world is blown apart. In the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. Hold on tight, my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith in the road ahead. Days of mercy will surely come when the world is blown apart. In the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. Very much. So we'll have a quick break and we'll see you again in a little while. Thank you so much. Thank you. You know what? Thank you so much. I was held up because I was selling CDs. I can eat, yeah. Next time you see me, I'll weigh about 500 pounds. So I thought I'd start this second half with some of my instrumental stuff. Excuse me. And the story here was that in 2020, at the height of the COVID misery, all my live work was wiped out, obviously, as was the case with every musician. And I was sitting at home in New York City, and I'd lost about 80% of my income. And don't worry, this isn't another hard luck story, I promise you. And I said to myself, I can do one of two things. I can either sit here and feel sorry for myself, or I can try to move forward in some way as a musician, using this great gift of time that we've been given. So what I decided to do, in fact, was to sit still and feel sorry for myself. And I never made any progress at all. Now, what I really did was to learn some classical pieces. So I now, thanks to the COVID pandemic, I now have an entire repertoire of classical guitar pieces. Bach, Mozart, Vivaldi, Ebud Elgar, different people. So what I can do, what I do frequently is to do an entirely instrumental set. And I'll do a recital online, or if I go to a retirement community, I'll pull out my classical stuff, whenever it seems more appropriate. So I thought I'd give you a taste of that with the next couple of tunes. And of course it goes without saying that if you like these particular tunes, you can take them home with you, because they're on an album called Instrumental. So this is Bach, and don't worry, I always say this before I play it, his Bach is worse than his bite. Yeah, the jokes get much worse, believe me. All downhill from here. So Bach, it's followed by one of my own tunes. I actually do it as a medley with one of my own tunes. It's a bit of a cheek for me to pair one of my pieces with a piece by Bach, but who cares? So the Bach piece is Jesu Joy of Man's Desire. And my own tune is called I'll Never Tire of Looking in Your Eye. Thanks, folks. As I said earlier, you're such a lovely audience, we'd love to take you home. I can't take you home, but you can take me home. All right, enough of that. So I want to give you just one more little classical piece. Is that okay with you guys? This is actually a piece written by Eric Satie, French composer, early part of the last century, living in Paris mostly. He was a member of the Surrealist group, so his writing has a certain surreal quality to it. And this is a piece for piano, which I arranged for guitar, and it's a kind of a creepy piece, but kind of beautiful, and you may recognize it, called Nocienne No. 1. All right. So moving on now to my most recent CD. I'm going to have to retune my guitar for this one, so I'll have to give you the backstory while I do that. These guitars, by the way, come from Ireland. Loudon guitars. Very, very good. $5,000 a piece. But even these guitars do go out of tune occasionally. this is an abject lesson in how to tune a guitar under extremely stressful conditions. No, I'm only joking. So my new CD, or I recorded about a year ago in Nashville, it's called Father to the Man. And would you believe it consists of songs entirely dedicated to or written about my 5-year-old son. Yes, I have a 5-year-old son. Everybody thinks that I'm his granddad, but no, I'm his grandfather. I mean his father. Oops. Freudian slip. Definitely a Freudian slip. And when I walked into the maternity ward after my wife had just, given birth, the nurse said, "Oh, look, here's Granddad." Great. Made me feel like a prince. Anyway, for the last year or so, I've been writing songs for my son, whose name is Gabriel. Gabriel, of course, is the angel with the horn, if you remember from the Bible. And I decided to write an entire album of songs dedicated to him. So I'd like to give you just some of those right now. So like most kids of his age, Gabriel likes to wake up much too early in the morning, particularly for a musician who comes home at 3 in the morning. And he likes to make a lot of noise. This is called Like a Songbird in the Spring. Hey, sleepy eyes, where have you been? On magic pillows, soaring up and away. And did your eyes shake off your dream with all the sadness of a cold winter's day? And like a songbird in the spring, try your voice and let it ring. The time will come to spread your wings and fly in the sunlight and the rain, sometimes with joy, sometimes in pain. I know you're hurt, out in your head, so many questions there's no answer to. Put on your shoes of blue and red, and in the morning light I'll dance with you. And like a songbird in the dawn, you'll awake the world and blow your horn. So find the song that you were born to play in the sunlight and the rain, sometimes with joy, sometimes in pain. And like a songbird in the spring, open your loving heart and sing. The time will come to spread your wings and fly. You will fly. You will fly. You will So I would like Gabriel, my son, to follow his own path in life and to be his own person, to be his own man, not to listen to what others may tell him about what he should find meaningful or the line that he should take in life. That is the way that I've lived, for better or worse, and I hope that he will follow that example. So this is called Nobody's Man But Your Own. The man at the top will pay you in gold to sit at the feet of his throne. Don't pay him in kind, don't give him your soul. Be nobody's man but your own. Day and night, the siren song is telling you what is right and wrong. They'll promise you love, they'll promise the world. If you promise them, you'll belong. In your heart and in your bones lies the man you are. No part of him is cast in stone or written in the stars. Slowly then, but surely then, you'll find the long way home to lead the life and love the life that is truly your own. Day and night, the siren song is telling you what is right and wrong. They'll promise you love, they'll promise the world. If you promise them, you'll belong. The man at the top will pay you in gold to steal what is yours alone. Pay him in kind, don't give him your soul. Be nobody's man but your own. Thank you very much. So the title of the album is Father to the Man. That comes from a line by William Wordsworth, the poet. His line was, "The child is father of the man." And I changed that slightly to Father to the Man. And I think that there's a Blood, Sweat and Tears album by the same name. You just can't do anything original. Anyway, it's too bad. My interpretation of that line is that our children and our grandchildren, in a way, parent us, because they force us to grow up. Certainly in my case, that's been true. And they reawaken in us a sense of the beauty of life, the wonder, the miraculousness of life. And above all, in my case, my son Gabriel made a man of me. Rather late in the day, but not too late, I hope. So this is the title song of the album. This is called Father to the Man. Well, I've seen them rise and I've seen them fall, build their bridges and build their walls, and it makes no sense at all to me. I never knew which way to go. My ignorance is all I know. I chased the winds where they blow, when I pleased and I was free. But I can see my way more clearly when I lead you by the hand. Then you have been the father to the man. I put away the broken toys, the games I played, both man and boy. And in a room full of noise, I hear a song. And your eyes so very young show me the man I may yet become. Even after all I've done, so very wrong for so long. And I can't see my way more clearly when I lead you by the hand, and you have been the father to the man. I can see my way more clearly when I lead you by the hand, and you have been the father to the man, and you have been the father to the man. Thanks so much, everybody. So moving on now to an album that I haven't yet recorded, so you have every excuse not to buy it, because it doesn't exist yet. I've started to write songs for a new CD, which I'll probably be recording next year. I won't do any recording this year, because I can't afford it. But next year I will have enough songs for a new CD, I hope. So I always begin writing CDs when I have an idea for the overall concept, and then I begin to write songs that will, fit into that general idea. And my next CD is going to be called Still Lives, and it's going to consist of moments, in people's lives that interest me, which I want to then to take to describe, rather like a snapshot or a still life of that moment in their life, and that will be the songs. So I spend a lot of time in California. I always tour at least once a year on the West Coast. And California, as you know, is horribly expensive. Gas is about $5 a gallon last time I was there, $5 a gallon. And of course, it's massive. I mean, you can drive for 11 hours and still be in California. So in order to get by and tour in California, I depend all the more on the generosity of the people who I meet and who I play for. And luckily, I've been very fortunate in that I know a lot of people in California who've been very generous to me. The same is true here in Colorado. And in fact, if you go online to my website, you can buy a CD which is called Colorado Mornings, which is a tribute to Colorado. I didn't have it with me this evening, but it's online. In the meantime, I want to give you a sort of tribute to California, And for this song, I invented a lady called Candy, a generous soul, who for me encapsulates the generosity and the warmth of California as I imagine it, or as I picture it, and as I encounter it. So, this is called Candy from the General Store. On the beach in California, you will meet a friend of mine. She will say her name is Candy, and she'll want to know your sign. She sits dreaming in her rocking chair outside the general store. She'll be glad to help you find what you're looking for. She wears her silver hair in ponytails, the way she did in convent school. The only lesson that's worth learning is the golden rule. And she tells you she was proud to fight against that dirty war. nothing else has ever seemed so clean and pure. Now all the wounded warriors who have never held a gun come in search of healing in the California sun. And Candy's there to welcome them with her flowers and her beads. And she says the deepest scars never bleed. So if you go to California for some peace of mind, you can scatter on the ocean what you don't leave behind. And if you're hungering for something that never has been yours, may they give it out like candy. I hear they give it out like candy. I hope you find it there like candy from the general store. Very much. So I'd like to do now a brand new song, never tried before in public, and I'm very nervous. Not really. So the album is going to be called Still Lives, and this is the title song. Well, this is called Still Life in the singular. And I guess it's really kind of autobiographical. And it's about a painter, but it's about an artist who likes to take pictures, as it were, and freeze the moment in time, which is rather like what I do as a songwriter. And I know I've just met a lovely artist, in fact, just now, that lady who was sensible enough to buy some of my CDs. And so this is for all the other artists in the room, and for all of us, of course. And this is called Still Life. He draws the line upon the canvas and freezes time in paint and turpentine, and by the fire's glow upon her elbow she reclines. Then he portrays a boy in sandals, a summer's day, beside the ocean spray, a vase of flowers, the stolen hours, a game he used to play. And when his hand grows tired each evening, his easel stands alone in pale moonlight, and something moves there. It's something new there, always out of sight. So much. So when I look back on my life, when the time comes to look back on my life, I often ask myself, will I feel that I did the right thing? Did I do the wrong thing? So often we do the wrong thing. We're only human after all. We make mistakes. The question in my mind will be, was I justified? So this is called Justified. Take me home, but take me now from the place where I hid. Take me home, only let me know if I was justified in what I did. Free my hands and free my soul, and you will see me rise and fly. Take me home, only let me know if I was justified in your eyes. And I was so much younger then, and I was blinded by pride, and I flew too near the sun again. Or was it justified when so many cried? Lay me down and lay me low. Take me now, my time has come. Take me home, only let me know if I was justified in what I'd done. Take me home, take me now from the place where I hid. Take me home, only let me know if I was justified in what I did. Was I justified in what I did? Was I justified in what I did? Thank you. So much. Thanks, everybody. We've got time for one more song this evening. I want to say thank you again, Don Richmond, for organising this evening and bringing us all together in music. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Robert, for the sound this evening. Great pleasure to work with you. And thank you, Ruthie, and everybody else who's involved here at Society Hall in Alamosa. But above all, thank you, the audience, for coming out and supporting live music and helping to put some more flesh on my bones. So, thank you. Thank you. So please come back to Society Hall when you get the chance. And Don has already mentioned some lovely concerts that are coming up. Musicians now need your help more than ever, as you can well imagine. We've all been through a hard time, of course. In the case of musicians, our expenses are double what they were. Our audiences are still way down. We haven't really recovered from COVID. And of course, there's the competition from AI and all the other things that impinge on our livelihood. The way to keep music alive is to come to a live show. And I'm sure that you'll believe there's nothing quite like a live show and being in the same room where music is being made. So do please come back here to Society Hall and every other venue that you know where good music is being performed at a reasonable price. Much thank you. Now, Paul McCartney has been touring in America recently, but I think he was charging at least $100 a ticket, probably more. Now, we don't need Paul McCartney, especially when he is a fan of mine. So anyway, I want to sing a song of community. We have to come together now, and music is the best way that I know to bring people together. And this is a song of community, a song called Prayer. And I know that this building was once a religious building. Perhaps it still is a religious building in many ways. So it seems appropriate to close on this song, Prayer. And let's take a moment and think about people we know and love who may be in need of a prayer tonight. There's always too many of them. So this is called Prayer for everybody who doesn't have a prayer. Here's to you, here's to me, here's to all we've ever seen, here's to all to come and all that's been. Here's to all we ever shared, to our fathers and to our heirs, to all people everywhere, when they haven't got a prayer. Here's to the young and here's to the old, to the body and to the soul, to all whose stories are still untold. Here's to the lightness and here's to the weight, to the crooked and to the straight, to all who die too soon or were born too late. Here's to our enemies and here's to our friends, to the river that never ends. Here's to the sinners and to the born again. Here's to the black and here's to the white, to the left and to the right. Here's to the evening and here's to the morning light, coming into sight. To the rich and to the poor, here's to the sea and here's to the shore. Here's to all people everywhere, when they haven't got a prayer, 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 when they haven't got a prayer. Here's to the cop and here's to the priest, to the west and to the east. Here's to all they bring to the feast. Here's to the lion and here's to the lamb. Here's to the beast in the heart of man. Here's to the house on rock and the house on sand. Here's to the heart and to the head, to the living and to the dead. Here's to the joy and to the tears we shed. Here's to the first and here's to the last, to the future and to the past. Here's to all who ever raise their glass, anytime we asked. To the moon and to the sun, to all we lost and all we've won. Here's to all people everywhere, when you haven't got a prayer, 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 when you haven't got a prayer. Thanks so much, everybody. You're such a lovely audience, we're going to have to take you home as well. My website is rupertwatesmusic.com. I come through Colorado. You know, very often I have a little place here, as I mentioned, in Salida. I'll be here again in July and August. Would love to see you. If you'd like to come to a show, go to the calendar page of my website and you'll see where I'm playing. If I can remember offhand, I think I'm playing Boulder, Aspen, and I'm looking for other gigs, so if you know of any, please let me know. So let's be safe going home tonight and every other night. Safe on the roads and in every other way. Look after your health, look after the health of your loved ones. And we shall meet again, here, there, or everywhere, as I believe another songwriter once said. And it'll be further down the road somewhere. So this is called Further Down the Road. When thorny darkness comes to chew my bones, and when I stumble on the rocks and stones, I see a fire ahead that guides me home, further down the road. And as I walk towards the blaze of light that calls me like a siren day and night, it's always at the very edge of sight, further down the road, further down the road, gleams the promise of the happiness we're owed. Further down the road, love surely waits there where the fire still glows. When time has closed on all we've done and said, when all that's left of me is dust instead, think only that I've gone some way ahead, further down the road, further down the road, gleams the promise of the happiness we're owed, further down the road, love surely waits there where the fire still glows. When thorny darkness comes to chew your bones, and when you're lost and scared and all alone, I'll light a fire ahead to guide you home, further down a little further down the road. Have a nice evening. Very kind. Too very kind. Well, I would love to give you just one more little piece, an instrumental piece. I actually broke a nail this evening and a little bit limited to what I can do instrumentally. Hope you didn't notice. Let me give you a weird classical piece. This is written by Edward Elgar, Nimrod. Hands up anybody who knows this piece. Right. Oh, a couple anyway. Yeah. Classical music is not really something the English are supposed to do very well. For some reason, we don't have many classical composers in the canon, you know, people who are recognized as being of the same caliber as Beethoven and Mozart. But we have a few. And Edward Elgar is one of them. So Nimrod was the hunter in classical mythology, the hunter. And I think for Elgar, the hunter stood for the creative in all of us, the creative spirit. So this is a celebration of that. And this is called Nimrod by Edward Elgar. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.